Welcome back. This is Coach Parker with CoachParker.org. How are you guys doing today? We're going to talk about our KYA Coaches Training Clinic again today. And this is the second video in the series. And we're going to go over what makes a good youth football coach. And like George Allen, with the Hall of Fame coach with the Washington Redskins, says, really, the foundation to all successful football coaching is organization. And I really would have to agree with Coach Allen here. If you're unorganized and can't get your team together on many levels, then you probably shouldn't be coaching a youth football team. If you're unorganized in your work life and personal life, coaching a youth football team, you might not want to add that to your already unorganized life. So just ask yourself, are you an organized person? And if that's true, then you probably should consider coaching a youth football team. But if you're not organized, it might not be a good idea. So here's some items other than organization, what I think it takes to be a great youth football coach. And actually this morning I have struggled making this video from my last slides in this series that I've used for about the last 3 years. And I've tried to narrow it down here. And these are 15 things that I've kind of come up with. There were about 25 here, and I think I've narrowed it down to 15 that we can talk about. And definitely organization is in there at number 3. But before you can get even that, if you're not a role model to these kids, since you're dealing with young players, probably ages 5 to 12, if you don't consider yourself a role model and others do not consider yourself a role model, it might not be a good idea to coach a youth football team. You really need to hold yourself to a high standard. If you're, one of those folks that thinks it's okay to smoke and chew tobacco and drink and do drugs in front of kids, and you don't have a problem with that, if you've, have just a bad mouth and talk like a sailor and cuss and can't control your anger in front of children, you're probably not going to be a good youth football coach. So my number one thing here is a great football coach, they're a role model. Kids and parents need to look up to you for your football knowledge. I'm not asking you to be perfect, but you probably should put on your best Sunday behavior when you're coaching the youth football team. And if you're not, you might not want to coach youth football. Number 2, definitely you should be a leader. You should know how to lead people, and if you're quiet and don't like to get in front of crowds, or you have a hard time with people, you don't like to speak up and speak your mind and put your foot down, make decisions, be a decision maker, you might not be a good head football coach. So I would consider, if you're looking to actually be the head football coach, and that's what I'm talking on this slide, you might not be a good football coach if you don't have any leadership qualities in you. So think about that. Definitely, like Coach Allen said and Coach Bear Bryant have said, you need to be organized. If you're not an organized person in your personal life at work, why throw youth football in there too? If you don't read your emails, don't answer your mail, are always late, never get things done on time, why give yourself and 40 or 100 other people that are basically within your youth football organization, why do they want to hassle with you on that deal too? So you need to be organized. And a lot of people that may not know as much football as some others, that are unorganized, organized, inexperienced rookie coaches can sometimes beat very unorganized coaches, because organization really is the basis to everything about running about running your youth football team. You've got to be detail oriented. You want to strive for perfection in everything you do. You want to expect results from everybody. If you don't expect enough, then you're probably expecting to lose. So, definitely organized, detail-oriented. You've got to be prepared. You can't come to practice or games or to the draft or to recruiting and have no clue what's going on. I'm sorry. You've got to have a plan. You've got to be prepared. You can't just wing it. Yes, you can wing stuff off your hip. You can be unorganized. You can be a youth football coach doing these things, but you're not going to be a good youth football coach. And so why do anything if you're just not going to be a good football coach? There's other people that you can allow that can step in that will be better if you've decided these top 5 things you're just not going to do. So ask yourself these. Are you a good communicator? Can you communicate to people? Email in front of people? Can you get your point across? Can you talk loud? Do you talk soft and nobody understands you? Ask yourself if you're a communicator, because basically when you're coaching a youth football team, you've got to teach kids and you've got to communicate to them. And if they don't understand what you're saying and you're not getting your points across, you might not be a good youth football coach. So ask yourself, are you a communicator? This next one, there's a lot of good coaches that are good, that are great motivators. I'm not a rah-rah coach, but I've definitely learned to use helmet award stickers, Dairy Queen, ice cream sandwiches, good little speeches sometimes before games and in practice. I can get that motivation there, but do you have that? Do you understand what motivation means? Can you motivate people? That's a big deal. Are you passionate? And that's almost with your motivation. Are you passionate about the game? Are you passionate about coaching? If you really don't care to be out there, that's going to come across. So you need to be passionate about coaching. You need to be passionate about football. Are you going to be a student of the game? Those are some things that, you've got to have to coach. Are you committed? If you're unable to commit the time to coach a youth football game and a youth football team, then maybe you're, because it's a lot of time to coach a youth football team. If you don't have the time and you've got family and work issues, maybe you shouldn't be a youth football coach, because great youth football coaches, they're committed. They put in a lot of time. They do a lot of the work. And it's sometimes a second job, so just be aware. Are you consistent? From season to season, from day to day. Winning and being a great youth football coach is about being consistent. But also in that consistency, are you flexible enough if you've got some new talent, or you've lost some talent, or something's not working, that you can change and understand what's going on and be flexible enough to put your ego in your back pocket. That's a big deal. I see a lot of coaches, number 12, are you a student of the game? Do you want to learn new stuff? With this whole heads-up football and concussion issues, we've all had to learn some new things. And really, you've got to be a student of the game to be a successful youth football coach. You can't just put your head in the sand and say, I learned this in high school, and so that's what we're going to do. The game changes. Youth football is so different than what you probably learned in high school. There are a lot of things going on. There's clinics, there's YouTube videos like this one, there's books. You really need to become a student of the game, because the coaches you're coaching against are students, and they do focus on a lot of these things. You're going to have to get good at that. Man, this number 13 is a big one, actually. And this separates really good coaches from maybe Hall of Fame coaches. Are you good at recognizing talent, and not only recognizing talent, but where they go on your football team? That's a very, very big one. So you need to get experience and learn about how to recognize talent. Are you putting safety first? Once again, the concussion issues, the heat here in Texas is a big issue. Maybe cold in your area. Do you have a first aid kit? Where's the emergency room? How's your practice field look like? These are all issues that you need to put those first. It's not like back in the 70s and 80s when we played, when, you're not going to get water unless, you make 5 tackles each, and, they use water as a punishment kind of thing. That's not safety first anymore. We want to hydrate. We want to make sure our kids are healthy. So make sure you're putting safety first. And then really to be a great youth football coach. Now, you don't need this to be a youth football coach, but I think to be a great youth football coach, you've got to have some playing experience to football. That way you can relate to your players when you're telling them how to do certain things. I know it really helps me. I've played many positions over the 10 years that I played, and I can relate and demonstrate some of those techniques that I'm coaching. And so I really believe to be a great youth football coach, you do need some playing experience mixed in there. So that's my top 15 on what makes a great youth football coach. I'm sure you guys have some more. Would love to hear those in the comment section. If you like this video, please subscribe to the video. If you like the video, would love to get a thumbs up down there in the bottom. Love to hear any other comments you may have about this clinic and others, or any video that you would like to see. Please share it if you thought it was helpful to you. You can also shop my store. It's powered by Amazon, and the link below to help support the channel. There's also a donate button over to the right. If you like the video, please support me. It helps me keep bringing free coaching videos to you here on YouTube. Thanks again. Remember to play for fun, and winning is funner. Hope you're having a great day. Thanks a lot.